I'm really hoping that we can actually do some streaming today, because I'm not gonna. I should probably actually mute that since it's not gonna be in use. But man, I really hope I can actually. Did I? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. I'm really hoping I can actually do this today, because the power was doing really weird shit, and I just couldn't do it. So that sucked, and I was actually really looking forward to that. Hang on a minute, chat. Okay. Since I'm actually doing this today, then we do that. Um. Yeah, I'm wanting to do some Sonic. Oh, that's a different thing. Never mind. Yeah, I'm wanting to do some asteroid mining, which, to be honest, I did really want to do yesterday, but I just didn't. I just couldn't get to it because fucking power issues. Also, hello Panda. I'm just now tapping back into OBS. I do apologize for my potentially late response. I hope you've had a great day, by the way. I don't know. I've left Zarkar a message. I don't know if he'll be joining us later. I'm going into this expecting it to be solo for basically the entire thing, because I haven't had a discussion with him today. Though I'm looking forward to my session in this, honestly. I have actually already been doing this a bit since before I started, and we have 15 Musgravite just because I saw it was like the most profitable on Inara, so I just went for it. Also, outpost building. That sounds amazing. Yeah, maybe eventually I'd love to do that and also do a ground settlement. Like, pick a really nice place on a planet for one, but I don't know. My only concern is taking resources back and forth, but I suppose that shouldn't be too difficult. I just think that would also... given the amount that you said last week or something, 20k resources is crazy. That... I feel like I'd be doing that all day, every day, just to do it. Oh yeah, I already use ED tools. I already use it. I've had it bookmarked on my browsers for ages, honestly. Because I look for the hotspots and whatnot. Oh, it's fast work? Very well then. Also, I don't know if I would try the Prospector. I'm happy with my Corsair. It's nice for a mining ship. Even though it's not really the intended purpose, but, you know. I like it more than the Python, because it just feels nicer and looks nicer to fly, so I'm using it, you know. if I'm gonna be using this ship, I may as well enjoy the look of it, you know? It's like what people say about exploration ships. You may as well pick one you actually like. Oh. There we go. Yeah, I saw that I saw that somewhere that I did actually have a look at that earlier just to because my curiosity was piqued. I noticed it was a grade 2 mining laser or something. I thought that was actually kind of insane, and I saw the imagery of it as well, and that looked bigger, which makes sense given the grade, but it looked bigger, but it looked like a fucking minigun or some shit, like damn. Yeah, I have been at this for like, I don't even know how long I've had the game open, to be honest. I feel like I've had it open for a good few hours, but just mining. Although actually, I've had it open and I was a bit distracted earlier, but otherwise I had it open and I've just been mining all this stuff. Sheesh, finally! This is my second one today. Okay. I believe... Let me have a look at... I don't care about those. I just want to get the calls. I would like... There we go. There we go. Oh boy. I believe... Yeah. Sheesh. Actually, I might just go for the... Ooh, never mind. There's one right there. Average. I can do more than that, surely. Although, you know what? That's an average. I'm gonna choose these carefully. To be honest, I could probably up the power a bit on one of these, but... Like, maybe I can put a middle charge on this one. I don't know. That's too much. Disarm that. Okay, what about you? You're high. Damn it, man. It's always the tricky thing about these. You really have to be careful with your placements. See, that's a high strength. Well, guess I'll do that then. There we go. Move my pips there. This isn't gonna affect me, but... Detonate now. You won't. No balls. Oh yeah. I must admit, I I know I've, like... I don't actually think I've outwardly said this on a mining asteroid stream, but it is very satisfying to see these rocks come apart, genuinely. Very satisfying.
Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet drone.
I will say as well, to anyone who hasn't actually done asteroid mining in this game, y'all definitely should. It is so profitable. I will happily... That's not what I wanted to do. I will happily sing its praises whenever someone brings it up, because it is very, like... Even though it's a time investment, it's a very nice way to play the game and take a break, you know? I will happily... If I'm, like, doing... If I feel like I'm not enjoying the game, I will come back to this, because I feel like I did that sometimes. I'm surprised I even remember how to do it, to be honest, but... Yeah, I heard that a while ago. I heard that once about the void opals and the diamonds and shit. And nowadays, I mean, the last time I watched a video about it, someone fully just said, yeah, look at Inara and the profits and stuff. So that's sort of how I've been doing it, honestly. Where are you? Okay. They're not worth anything anymore? Yeah. Sort of makes you... Yeah, yeah. I was also gonna say, like... Granted, they'd probably just respawn in places, but... Having the players focus on them, even though they're probably basically infinite, like... A lot of players are gonna be focusing on them and selling them and whatnot. And then I guess they become so common in the markets that... Maybe the value changes, I don't know. I'm not really sure what the devs were thinking, honestly. I do agree, though. Blowing up these rocks is very fun.
Collector limpet expired.
That's fine. Yeah, granted, the cores are the only ones that I focus on, and then I shoot them off the leftover fragments, but otherwise, like... I feel like in previous sessions I have actually used lasers on rocks before, but also I especially for this session at least, starting a few hours ago, I have been focusing a lot more on just the cores, which to be honest, the cores are more than enough, I think. Core rocks are 25 km away from each other. Is there a way to actually see that within the rings, or... I'm getting rid of that. How sad. I forget where the button is, actually. Okay, my thing's doing a thing. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Just gonna do that. It's a shame. I don't think that was caught by auto mod either. Interesting. Yeah, I think we're done here. At this rock, at least. 31. Okay. Love to see that, honestly. What am I looking at there? Yeah. Pulse wave analyzer will reveal new rocks with a core flying away from the previous blown up rock. Flying away from the previous blown up rock up to 25 km and then pinging the rocks around you. Fair enough. Yeah, that's how I've been looking. That's how I've been looking for them. Which, to be fair, I think it's really the only way to do it, because you go to the glowy ones, which this one doesn't seem like what I want. But hey, we move. That one's glowy. I suppose if you really wanted to, actually, you could pay attention to the hotspot waypoint. Depending on how far you travel, at least. What am I trying to do?
Programming
Yeah.
limpet drone.
Programming limpet drone.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Yeah, so I know I already said it, but I don't know. I wish I could have done this yesterday. I was actually really looking forward to that until we had issues after going live, which isn't the best, but we move. We had little glitches in, like, the power and whatnot, but that's fine. Real shame as well, because I really wanted to do this. Because it's been a while since I've mined anything, I think. It is really nice. It is chill. Kinda... I don't know. I mean, apparently the neighbor had a problem. And I left my room for a few seconds and noticed my PC turned off. And I came back to it and I sort of stood there and questioned it because I didn't remember turning it off, and I know fully well for a fact that I didn't. The only thing that I did was accidentally drop my headphones and shit. But then, I turned it back on, I went live. It also did something to the internet connection, so I immediately assumed... I don't know what I assumed, actually. I think I did assume that it was power-related, but I'm not sure. But then I went live because I figured, you know what, I'll try doing it anyway. And then my PC fully just turned off, and the Wi-Fi did the weird connection thing again, and then we found out the neighbor was having issues with her TV and something else. And yeah, it was basically confirmed that people on the street, at least 2 houses, were having, like, power issues. So later in the day it didn't happen though, but I was sort of just I was genuinely sat here just thinking, I really hope I don't have a PC issue, because that's going to be so expensive. And thankfully I don't think I do, honestly, which such a such a relief. Such a relief.
Programming limpet drone.
Which, don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of these parts for 4 years-ish now, I think.
Engaged.
3rd rock, nice. Like, I've had a lot of my current components for, like, 4 years, so maybe in 2 years or so I might have to upgrade, I don't know. Unless, I don't know, like, I don't really play that many new games, to be honest, so I might not, I don't even think I'm in a rush to do it, quite frankly, but I also know it's a bit of a hassle. Like, I love upgrading, but I don't like putting a lot of it in. Cause last time I did it, I just had someone connect everything for me, because it was just like, you know. Saying that, though, when he upgraded it, I'm pretty sure he didn't properly sit one of the cables in properly, and my PC had issues turning on, and I thought, oh god, I hope it doesn't have issues. And it wouldn't even happen often, but then I opened up the case and I saw that it wasn't fully into the slot, and then I did that, and then I fixed it, and it's been fine ever since, which is weird to think that I'd managed to figure that out, but you know. But also, you know, I think when it comes to actually building or upgrading PCs, there's a lot to take into consideration that you want to work, so maybe it's easy to actually overlook something. I don't know. My build is from 2017. I burned around 3.5k euros into it so I can sit comfortably with it for the longest time, and it still pushes newer titles nicely. Except Elite, though right now I'm at full 60, but I'm flying in space. Do you have, genuine question, do you have problems with, like, settlement? Like, walking around on a settlement and stuff? Because I remember before I upgraded, I had choppy FPS with space legs. So I avoided playing it for a bit, and I stuck to Horizons just because I didn't have the proper hardware for it until I upgraded it. That really sucks. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how much mine costs. I can guess, but I have no idea. But yeah, I think it. Granted, it depends on the game, right? Like the newest SpongeBob game came out last year, and granted, it clearly doesn't require much of your hardware, but I could run that decently. I'm trying to think of other games that have come out recently that I don't know. I don't think. Come to think of it, I think that any game, unless I want to look at Steam or my other games lists, but when it comes to come to think of it, actually, fun fact, I'm just gonna say it. I like to emulate stuff on my PC, like Dolphin and PCSX2. I'm an emulation fanboy. I love emulation. GameCube games, PS2 games, PS3 if I'm in the mood for it, stuff like that. I love emulation. I'm pretty sure the only reason why I upgraded the most recent time is due to the fact that I was playing a PS3 game on RPCS3. I was playing the Simpsons game because I thought, man, I'd love to actually play that and be able to handle it. The only problem at the time was the fact that the audio wasn't synced up with the cutscenes, and I think the cutscenes even lagged and whatever. The problem solved itself when I upgraded my PC, and I'm pretty sure that's the only reason I upgraded. But honestly, I'm really glad I upgraded. Although, actually, hang on. My most recent upgrade was the GPU. But my previous upgrade was CPU, motherboard, power supply, I think. Possibly even RAM. And so, yeah, no, actually, no, that was... Yeah, no, the upgrade before that was due to the emulation stuff. I think... I don't even know why I upgraded my GPU, actually, but... Maybe it was due to... I think I noticed my memory in my previous one was getting down a bit, and I just thought maybe it would be nice to have an RTX just in case I wanted to play something, or just so it could handle more stuff. And then yeah, I basically did that, to be honest. So I don't see myself upgrading for a while, to be honest, because I can handle everything I want to play, thankfully. So you'd need a CPU upgrade to a modern, but that would require motherboard plus memory. That's 2K really quickly. Yeah, especially given I don't know what RAM prices are like in this current moment, but I'm obviously aware of the most recent AI, not AI, RAM stuff because of the price going up and shit, which really sucks, and I imagine that contributes to it a lot. Like, I saw you say memory, and I immediately thought, yeah, that's probably a good chunk of that. GPU is 3060 with 12 VRAM, and CPU can't supply stuff to it fast enough, and it's saying idle a lot. I got the card for AI stuff. Gotcha. I think my GPU is the same, kinda. I think mine is a 3060 RTX, but it's a factory. Excuse me. I think mine is a factory overclock. I didn't touch that myself, but I got it, and it seemed to be working great for me. My CPU is an 11400F, and I mainly got it because apparently Intels are just better because they're less power hungry. So I was just like, okay, I'll grab that. I'm not sure about my motherboard though, but it's clearly one that's comparable because otherwise I wouldn't be sat here. I'm not sure what RAM I have. I think I have 16. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I chose from what specific brand, but, you know. Yours is factory OC as well. I don't even know how common that is, to be honest. I wasn't considering it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't buy it with the intention of getting the factory OC, because I don't care about overclocking. I mainly got it just because it's a more powerful GPU, honestly. So, like, if I ever have to buy a new one again, the first thing that comes to mind is, like, I'm not gonna care about overclocking, let's just say that. Like, I'm not into that, all that stuff, to be honest. Though I respect people who are, because, you know, if you're tech savvy with it, like, I am tech savvy, but just not as much as everyone else with that, and I don't know. As long as I can plug and play, I'm not bothered. But also, going back to what I was saying before, yeah, no, I don't think I play anything that requires. I don't think I need an upgrade anytime soon, given the list of games I have. Especially given, oh yeah, right, Sonic Crossworlds. I think that was last year. Anyone watching, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on Crossworld's release date, but I'm pretty sure Crossworlds came out in 2025. Yeah. Early 2025 by the looks of it. Damn, I've had this game for a full year. Potentially. I don't know. Unless it came out. I actually don't know. Hang on a minute. I don't know. Do you know what? Let me Google it. I'm gonna Google it. September 25th, 2025. Okay, never mind. I take it. Yeah, never mind. So I guess I'm seeing February 13th, 2025. I guess that's to do with news related stuff, probably. That's probably one of the newest games I actually have that honestly still doesn't require an upgrade. That game runs decently. That's basically flawless, honestly. Yeah, I don't play anything that requires a new GPU. The reference card timers are usually designed to the NVIDIA stock cooler, so there's always room for overclocking. A lot of manufacturers overclock for the custom cooler they design onto the card. Gotcha. So is that the main... purpose, I suppose? To match the cooler? Or custom coolers or whatever? Low.
Detonation sequence initiated.
Mainly for marketing, slightly over the spec. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because people like their overclocks. So I guess they see that and they probably think like, oh, these people have done this for me. That's less hassle or something. I don't know. Fair enough, though. Damn. I did really well with this, not gonna lie. I can detonate now. Why not?
10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more than that, because that's just gonna make it go into the red. Holy shit. I will say, by the way, I remember looking up tutorials for these, and you have to look for, like, the specific rock shapes, apparently. I feel like I end up finding these rocks, and none of them look even remotely the same. And then I find them, and it says, oh yeah, there's a core in this thing, and it's not the same as the previous one, and I'm just, I don't know. Like, I remember on one tutorial, I think it's in the ice rings or something. Apparently you have to look for one that looks like popcorn. And then in the regular rock rings, you have to look for a teardrop. I'm not sure if this one looks like a teardrop, but I'm glad I can find it nonetheless, you know? I end up using a lot of Prospect Olympics as well, but that's what they're there for, so I don't mind. It's possible they changed the mechanism. I haven't done core mining in many years, but back then the rocks were identical and you could spot them without the scanner. Oh, I see. So, yeah, because I think it was a Reddit post or it was by some YouTuber, and the guy would just tell you, oh, yeah, you gotta look for this shape rock, and even though I think in his, on his save profile, whatever, he would scan them anyway. And then I'd look for them and I'd see them all like this, not looking entirely the same, and it would confuse me so much, but I didn't consider that, to be honest. That's very good to know. Speaking of, I should really, what am I trying to do? Collector, that's what I want to do.
Programming limpet drone. Cargo scoop deployed. Programming limpet drone.
I will be real, I wasn't actually expecting to... I feel like usually I don't stick to it that much with the mining. I feel like I sometimes just go for one or two rocks and then leave, or at least that's what I did last time. It's nice that I'm actually seeing more of these, honestly. Especially given the amount that's actually giving me. I mean, damn, I'm gonna be rich. This is, again, for anyone who hasn't done core mining or whatever, it's lucrative. And then you can use Inara to choose where you want to sell them to get the most out of your mining adventures. Which, to be honest, I will say this, I don't often jump to the one that sells them at the highest. I sort of just... I feel like I sometimes just go back to the home station or something just to sell, but... I did also upgrade my FSD in this, so maybe I can make the jumps, honestly. Is this not gonna... Oh, got it. Speaking of which, I don't know if I've mentioned it lately, but Jak 3 got a PC port, and honestly, I am actually really wanting to do a stream of that at some point. So I've played the previous two on their respective PC ports, and honestly, I may as well follow tradition because the Jak trilogy is genuinely like one of my favorite gaming trilogies or franchises, so it's like I wanna touch on it at some point because that'd be really fun. I think that'd be really fun. I think I saw that in a YouTube video, or maybe I looked up or maybe I opened the OpenGoal launcher. I have no idea, but I think I saw a video on YouTube and someone said we have Jak 3 now, and I was honestly so happy that day. That was a good day for gaming and whatnot. Shout out to Jak 3. Shout out to the main trilogy of those games, actually, because they're awesome. I love those games. Also means I don't have to emulate them anymore, damn. Because with emulation, I mean, granted, I can handle the emulation, but there's a bit of slowdown when it comes to the emulation. Which isn't a bad thing, because it's basically an emulation thing. You emulate stuff, you know what you're getting yourself into, but a native PC port would allow for actual better performance, hopefully. Minus the graphical issues that you get on launch and stuff, but I keep forgetting I have to look at the middle screen instead of the little dot on the left. Speaking of, though, I'm in a server for a SpongeBob game decomp because I grew up loving BFBB, which I imagine a lot of you will already know. And I don't know what the decomp is at the minute, but I think we're definitely going to get a PC port out of that. That's honestly going to be really nice. Getting a PC port of that game, like an actual... of that specific version of the game as well, that's going to be so nice. That's going to be so nice. I'm hoping the decomp actually gives us more modding potential as well, because I feel like that's going to go so well. And hopefully someone actually makes a decent enough multiplayer mod out of it, because I feel like I really want that. Like, I don't know if anyone else is like that with, like, older games, but I look at them sometimes and I think to myself, like, man, imagine if this game had multiplayer. Because there is a multiplayer mod for that game, but, like, it's barely developed and it crashes a lot, and I don't know. I want it for the game. I think Rehydrated actually has a sort of option for it, but it's an unofficial method, and it's not technically even a mode within the game, but... You know, how much do I have here, by the way? 45. Sheesh. We're doing great here today. I will say, I'm actually really enjoying the fact that, like, we're getting this much out of it.
Cargo scoop.
Excuse me. The annoying thing is as well, which I will say, I don't think it's necessarily a gripe because I know what I'm doing, and I think a lot of it's muscle memory now anyway, but mining in this game is wonderful, but then you sort of rotate around the rock so much that you don't know what your position is, I guess. And then you sort of, I don't question it often, but now I'm sort of just questioning which rocks I have and haven't done, which I clearly haven't done this one, given the lack of a limpet.
Prospector limpet engaged.
There's a... Bro, there's a car here. There's no way. This was right next to it as well. Sheesh. Dude, I might actually pick this one up. Inara says it's like 900k. 926k. I might just grab it, honestly. I genuinely might just grab that. Speaking of, I'm currently lurking a few peeps on Twitch right now, so I'm hoping the stream still looks good. Seems to look good on my end. The bitrate seems fine. If there's any issues, I would greatly appreciate some input, honestly. Yeah, seismic charge. Average.
Detonation sequence initiated.
Your average. That's a high strength. I don't want to put a high yield one in there. Average will do just fine then. I didn't come here for this, honestly, but I will say it's nice that I actually found it. Profits is great. I'm not going to complain at profit. I guess I can do another low charge. There we go. That'll do.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Oh boy. I can close that now, I've just realized. Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm actually taking this, honestly. I think all I would need to do, let me switch fire groups.
Limpet drone error. Deploy cargo hatch.
Thank you for telling me.
Scoop deployed.
I will say, by the way, I honestly don't know how long I'll go for. I low-key want to do a longer one, based on how I missed one yesterday with those little issues, but I am unsure. My normal minimum's like 2 hours, but I'd love to do I'd love to change the minimum to 3 and just do that, because we have been doing that lately. Like, me and Zarakar have been doing that lately as a duo, or like 2.5, but, you know. Go grab that one. I'm mining stuff at the minute. I don't want to haul stuff, honestly. Don't get me wrong, I love hauling, but, you know. There's profits to be made on hauling, but I'm liking my mining at the minute, honestly. Oh, Okay. I have to go around that rock again. I mean, fair. Though I think I'm honestly just gonna sort the Inara listings by what stations buys it for more, honestly. See which one I would prefer to go to. Or I can just go home and do it that way, I don't know. I think that's done. I think that's done. Is that a fragment? I think that's a fragment. Collector limpet expired. To be honest, I don't see the point in wasting a limpet when I could when I don't really need to here.
Collector limpet expired.
Like that. I guess I didn't properly get that one. Like that. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, is that my last limpet? Damn it. That's not what I wanted to do.
Programming limpet drone.
Oh, gotcha. Fair enough then. I think I'll stick to my mining, honestly.
Collector limpet
To be
expired.
honest. Is that what I think it is? I'm not gonna waste a limpet on that. No point. There we go. Okay. Let me do that. Close the scoop.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Let me move back to this fire group. I don't know which direction I was wanting to go, but we'll figure it out. To be honest, I think I was wanting to... Where is the spot? Is that, That's over there, yeah. I think I've been moving away from it. So I guess I would go this way. Imagine if this is another core. I don't think it's gonna be, because I don't think I have that type of luck, but if I do, that would be insane.
Programming limpet drone.
For navigation, you can head towards the planet as a fixed point on the belt.
Asteroid scan.
What do you mean? I'm confused. Because I normally focus on it by going towards the planet and then locking onto the hotspots like that. Unless you're meaning something else, which I'm not sure, to be honest. There's no way that this is another rock. Holy shit, dude. Really? I found another one? Another 900k rock? Really? Fucking hell, dude. I'm gonna be real, I've never actually, like... I feel like I've never gotten this lucky in... Like, granted, it's different minerals, but... I've never... Actually, wait, what am I... Okay. Just visually, you turn your ship towards the planet, so when you move on the belt, you'll always be going away from the rocks you've mined before. Yeah, I think I I think I do that anyway, don't I? I think. Although, saying that, though, sometimes I go, like, sideways, if that makes sense, but I still can't believe there's no way I found another fucking core rock. Granted, I will say this, by the way, I've been to these rings before. I've been to these exact rings before, because they've treated me so well with the minerals, but they have never treated me this well. Like, holy shit. I'm grabbing a lot of this stuff. Listen.
Detonation sequence.
Let me, you know, listen. Ain't no way I got 3 fucking rocks. So, I think that was 3 rocks very close to each other. That is unreal. That, feel like that barely added anything. Okay, whatever. That one looks fine. That's a high strength. Moving towards the planet is a safe bet. Got you. Yeah, no. Tell me about it, honestly. Like, I'm so pleasantly surprised. Like, the fuck? This is unreal, like, honestly. I feel like it would be dumb to use a low charge on this, right? Like I said. I'm glad I'm using this. I'm glad I did the smart thing there.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Again, I mean, you know, you can see the hotspot name on my screen, but like, I checked Inara, they clearly sell for a decent amount. They clearly sell for a decent amount. Like, the Alexandrite and this thing, whatever it is. Quite frankly, actually, wait, I don't even know. It's just in the commodities list. The max profit's like 960k. Well, actually, it's not for this one, I don't think. Or is it? I don't know. It is for this one. 960k for this one, and for the previous one, 926k. I also just bumped my mic. I'm sorry if that made a noise. But, damn, dude. Like, again, I will say, mining's nice. Howdy, Polytron Games. I hope you're having an awesome day. Mining is profitable today, and I know I've always known that, but this is insane. Because I feel like we've gotten so lucky. 3 rocks right next to each other, and they're different minerals, but this is sick. I feel lucky. I'm happy I'm actually getting to experience this right now. I don't know how much that'll add to my profits, but honestly, fuck it. I'm happy, honestly. Granted, you ignore the galactic average, right? But, you know, if we went for the galactic average, that would at least give me 4 point something milli. Potentially more, actually, but I'm gonna be getting way more for the Musgravite, honestly. Because I might get 45 million from the Musgravite alone. Just saying. Honestly, I don't even know how good this is with people, but me and Zarakar going mining, again, it's a time investment, but it's relaxing. I'm just saying. Colonization sounds fun. I think Panda's actually doing that as well, by the way. From what he said earlier. Oh yeah. Definitely will. They've attempted to interdict me a few times. I'm not equipped for combat, just to be real. Not on this ship, obviously, but Yeah, I always aim to avoid the interdictions and successfully escape. I'm never usually worried about them though, to be honest, because I feel like I've got it nailed down pretty much. Saying that though, I've been interdicted twice in one sort of in the exact system when going towards a station, so you know, I didn't mean to do that. Oops.
Programming limpet drone. Cargo scoop deployed.
Programming
limpet drone.
Honestly, this is so unreal to me. This is unreal.
Programming limpet drone.
Like I've always known this stuff was profitable, but this is insane. This is not gonna happen often, clearly, but it's nice that I can actually experience this, you know? I got to do it live as well, so you know what? There's that to be grateful for as well, honestly. Also, I am doing this in the Corsair, like I've said a few times in previous streams. I love the Corsair, I'm not gonna lie. It's got a wonderful view. As much as the Python was useful, the Corsair is just really nice. If I'm gonna go mining, I'm gonna do it in style, you know? Though it's not like it matters too much, does it? But still, I like the ship. I genuinely looked at the ship on release day and, you know, I remember looking at the Corsair on release day, but the moment I saw it, I showed it to a friend last year, and I immediately knew that I wanted it. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I also thought to myself, man, this would look good as a fucking mining ship, and now I'm using it for that. And I don't regret it, honestly, I really don't. I know you haven't gotten too far into Thargoid stuff, but have you gotten some Titan drive components? Excuse me for the burp, by the way, I do apologize. I only ever go to Asterope. That's a system where they still show up, but I only really... If I ever do it, it's I only ever do, like, the lowest class of the interceptors. I forget what... I don't know the actual code names for them, but it's the weakest one outside of the scout, obviously. I like fighting scouts. I don't know if that's just me, but I like fighting scouts. I know they're easy, but there's just something about fighting a scout and watching it explode. That's all I have to say towards that, really. Yeah, I don't think so. Saying that, though... I don't even think I have... I use a Crate Mark II for my Xeno combat. I don't even think I have cargo racks on it, to be honest. I mainly just prioritized getting the kills and outfitting it for all that. God, I feel like it took me a week to engineer that build. Which is interesting, because I engineered my chieftain last week and it took me like 2 days. It's insane. Did it take me a week, actually? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a week, maybe 2, I don't know. Titan drive components are only at Titan corpses. It's how you get the pre-engineered SCO drives. Gotcha. There's a Titan in Sol I've actually been there once, but I don't know if there was any lootable stuff from it. Would there be any lootable stuff from it? That's a good point, actually. When it comes to the pre-engineered SCO drives, are they... I feel like it's a bit of a silly question, but I'm gonna ask. Are they better than the regular ones that you buy? Or... I mean, based on the fact that they're pre-engineered, probably, but... Or say if I properly went into the habits of engineering with the engineer in Farseer Inc., is that gonna be better than what she does, or they're better than fully engineered SEO drives? I suppose that would make sense, given... Yeah, I was thinking about that just now, like, the fact that it uses alien materials and components, I would have, I hope they're better, because that makes sense. And I'm guessing they just make you jump. I'm guessing it just gives you a better jump range and makes you go faster in systems and stuff in Super Cruise, like the regular does, I would imagine. I'm still yet to actually do these, damn. Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, much like my Chieftain build, I didn't come up with that build myself. There's a, I forget what it's called. It's like the AX Foundation. I don't think that's the name. Anti-Xeno Initiative Wiki. I think that's it. I looked at that website and I used one of the builds from there, and I just thought, yeah, screw it, I'm gonna build this, and I ended up building it. Granted, by the end of the fight, my canopy is basically fucking destroyed, but then I quickly go to a station and repair, and the amount of money I get from the Thargoid kills just... It's so much that it doesn't matter that my canopy was destroyed, you know? Like, genuinely, I will say this, I do actually really like Xeno combat. I actually do. I don't think I'll do it often. Just to admit that, I don't think I'll do it often, but for the most... I could go into it right now. I'm not going to, obviously, but I could go into it right now and I could nail that, honestly. I don't run cold either, by the way. I'm gonna be completely real, because the flight assist off stuff is always... It feels so weird to me, and I sort of just... I think I followed a video about it, and I just do what the video said outside of, like, one or two minor things, maybe, but... It is actually... I will say this, actually, though. It's really nice that you can still go and fight aliens, right? Like, even though the war is over, it's nice that you can just go do that in a system somewhere. I'm so glad that's actually a thing. Like, I'm so glad they didn't just remove them from the game, because eventually I think people, even if they're not ready for it, they might want to do it eventually. So it's nice that I can at least... I'm glad I at least got to experience it. So... Also, hull tank... Mandy actually sounds like a really nice way to play that, I'm not gonna lie. To actually reply to your comment, it actually does sound nice. I don't think I would use my Mandy for anything other than exploration, though, to be honest. Like, that's why I don't have a shield on it or weapons or anything, because I'm just using it to fly to places, you know? And if I get interdicted, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna escape this. And even if I don't, I'll just submit and do the rebuy, because I can afford it, you know? Speaking of which, this is a very nice and relaxing session. I'm just gonna be real. I'm very glad I did this today.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Even if I am doing it solo, it's nice that I get to do this. Right, okay, let me... Yeah, there's a bunch of others here. Actually, wait, let me check 11:45, 12. Okay, I got 12 from that. That's nice. I love it's such a nice comparison, right? Like, you look at the galactic average in game, and then you just look at Inara, and it just shows you that you can earn so much more that it's ridiculous. Like, again, that's the crazy thing about this game. It's a downside that you have to use the third-party tools, but at the same time, it's a fantastic thing. Because I can just allow myself so much more profit. I could jump out of this ring right now, and I could be satisfied with my session and done right there. I mean, I'm pretty sure, depending on where I go, the Musgravite gives me 45 million alone.
Expired.
I'm not sure about the other two. There's potentially 12 mil and 11 mil there, depending on where you go, but that's the... I will always say... I have a friend who actually started playing last year, and I'm just gonna be real. I told them, like, use these tools. You are so much better off using these tools. That you are so much better off using these tools because they actually help you more than what the game does. I truly believe that. Granted, I know people have their disagreements about that, and I do respect it. Of course I do, but Inara is just insane. I love Inara. Also, yeah, higher chance to get higher prices and more demand. Yeah. That's just... it's... I mean, I think that's another thing as well, because obviously, when you look at Inara, the highest paying mineral is probably going to change from time to time. I'm pretty sure it does anyway. Like, Monazite I saw once was the highest paying one, I believe. I'm not sure about that. My memory could be incorrect. Sometimes I don't even choose the highest one, but I thought today, like, you know what? I'll choose the highest one. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, but I usually choose one that's in, like, the top 3, maybe, or maybe I choose one that's, you know, close to an amount that I'd be satisfied with, but honestly, yeah, I don't know. I will like, when Zarakar, I hope he does mining, because I genuinely think he'd love it based on the income. There's another word I used to describe that and I've forgotten it. but something about profit and whatever. But the amount of profits you get from this is insane, dude. Genuinely insane. I remember seeing videos actually of like people saying, "Oh, you can get 100 mil from getting this one and this one and this one," and I don't need 100 million. I don't. I have like 200 million on my account right now, but granted, I will say though, I got like 200 million the other day from selling one of my ships because I knew I was never gonna use it again. So yeah, I could. Although I will be honest though. I'm just taking a drink of water a little bit. Stay hydrated, folks. I'm gonna be honest. I'm honestly not that bothered about fleet carriers. I get that they're cool and I get that they're convenient, but I think a lot of it for me is like a lot of it is just like I don't know. I don't want to. Again, it's like that. I don't. What am I trying to say? For example, I don't play this game, and I don't think I play this game enough to justify it. To be honest, like I take very large breaks from the game, and I usually play games for like 2 weeks, potentially more, depending on the game, and then I go to the next and the next and the next. I forget what the previous game I played before this was, but I will just jump from game to game, and for most of the year, I probably won't even touch this. But I will say, in about a month or two's time, maybe even less actually, I will probably go back to Warframe, because that is genuinely my favorite modern day PC game, because I love the shit out of that game. But I don't want to deal with the upkeep of having to fuel and pay potential costs and stuff, and I much prefer to have like a home station like I already do in Jameson Memorial, Granted, I'm also aware of the benefits, like fleet carriers I'm aware are fantastic, like the larger jump ranges, getting you to where you want to go, like they also probably get you there in an instant, I imagine. But I don't know. I like being inside the fleet carriers. I like going into them. Oh, are they? I actually didn't know that. I thought it was like 500 light years or something. 17-minute cooldown. Okay. Fair enough then. I guess it's like a. So it's more so like a one-way trip thing until the cooldown goes down or whatever. I suppose. If you want to jump, you can need to wait 15 minutes. I think Panda said something about that. Then after the jump, there's a 2-minute cooldown. I kind of get it, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I like the idea of them. I like landing on them and walking around in them. I think walking around in them is actually really cool. Though, once you've been on one fleet carrier, you've been on all of them. Because they all look the same inside, aside from, like, coloration palettes and whatnot. But I think you can customize them a bit with the stores and stuff, but Actually, since you're here, Panda, is there like a personal room that you can access on the fleet carrier aside from the captain's seat where you make it jump? Obviously, I don't mean that, because I noticed there's, when you're in a fleet carrier, there's like doors on one of the walls, and I sort of think to myself, do those doors go anywhere? You have an office that serves no purpose. I'm guessing the office is the thing that I'm talking about. See, I think that's... Granted, I feel like I'd barely use it anyway, but... It's like the whole thing with... It's like the whole thing with, like, ship interiors, right? I would still really love ship interiors. I think that would be an amazing part of the game. And granted, if, you know, if they wanted to, they could just let you skip straight to the cockpit. That would also be a viable option for those who don't really care. But I will say, for the colonization stuff and for the fleet carriers, you should have a room where it's entirely yours and only you can access it unless you invite people in. Decorate it yourself or whatever. And I don't know. Like in Sea of Thieves, right? You can decorate your ship with little trinkets and stuff, and you pay to upkeep it by repairing it. But otherwise, you don't have to spend money on it. But also, you know, yeah, like a lounge or something. I don't know. Like, if I were to get, I don't think I'm ever gonna get one. But if I were to get one, I'd want a little bit more when it comes to benefits. Honestly, like like a place where I can customize the interior a bit in a specific room, decorate it with whatever, I guess. I'm trying to think of what else. Like maybe add more rooms aside from the shops and stuff. Yeah, but I don't want to deal with the upkeep is the thing. And I don't revisit the game enough to justify it. I mean, I'm not educated on what the upkeep is like, but I don't know. I'd rather be the one just visiting fleet carriers, honestly. I feel like, again, with I've said it with the colonization stuff, like realistically, yeah, but the thing is, with 10 to 12 million a week, sure, a lot of players have billions, upwards of 500 million, whatever, right? But for someone like me, for example, I have nearly 300 million here in my balance. But how many times in the game have I played this and had extremely less? Because I've bought ships, I've sold ships, I've only had a few million in my balance just because I wanted to buy a ship and whatever. And also, you know, I'm not really that bothered about earning million, you know, 100 million or whatever, but still, it's just like... Also, that's another thing. I don't want to I don't want it to feel like a chore, you know? Like, I know it would be easy, but I feel like it's one of those things where I'd probably have to come back to the game to sort of check on it and see what it's about, or see how much I have, or maybe do more just for the sake of cushioning my digital credit wallet a bit, but I don't know. I agree that the benefits are nice, but like I don't know. I don't want a fleet carrier. I'd much rather do a settlement, to be honest, or like a space station in a new system. Just I feel like that's honestly much more interesting because I can at least leave my mark on a system and build something in a build something in a place where, you know, I want it to be. Though again, I would love my own personal custom quarters and room and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like, given what I've heard about colonization, I feel like they should have done more with it, honestly. Instead of having you be the architect, have you be the owner of it. Because like, you can clearly afford it. I'm just saying, a lot of players can clearly afford to own a settlement. Like, I don't know. You should be able to build your own fleet carrier similarly to how colonization works. I'm guessing you just buy one then? I mean, I guess that makes sense, but there are fleet carrier builder platforms in the game though, right? I feel like I've seen that before. I think I've read all that now. Carrier dry docks. Potentially, honestly. I don't know. I just want, granted I've yet to explore the colonization stuff, but I would love to just like, I've been sat here for a good bit doing nothing, by the way. I do apologize, but I would love to, yeah, more. I'd love to just have more customization or extra benefits with the colonization stuff, honestly. Have your own exclusive room, have like actually be the owner of it, and
Asteroid scan complete.
maybe even give one of your friends like what do you call it? Different security levels so that they can access more areas in the settlement if your friends choose to go there. I think that would be very cool, honestly. I'm just messing with my Shishivo cube. More customization on a carrier, definitely. Not like I'm gonna benefit from it, but I think, for example, I'm gonna bring up the game again, but Sea of Thieves. I like to compare these two games because I feel like even though they're different in so many ways, they are very similar. The customization of Sea of Thieves is there. I'm just saying, like, you should be able to do more customization in this game. If I'm being genuine, I genuinely think there should be way more customization. I'd imagine what we already have is good, sure, but you know, like if I'm gonna do a colony, I wanna customize it and potentially do more with it, you know? You know what? I agree with that. It would definitely be a paid feature, wouldn't it? I just realized that, yeah. Given how we have to pay for basically every skin in the game, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Programming leakage
Honestly, they need to give us more free skins without giving us arcs for the other stuff. Like, I feel like a lot of the skins that are already available could just be converted so that you can buy them with credits, honestly.
Asteroid scan complete.
So many games where, like, you can buy stuff with in-game currency, and then there's Elite Dangerous that requires you to buy everything with arcs. Like, I don't know how much I have. Can I... I have 10k. 10k, nearly 11k. I don't play the game that much. I've been playing it more lately, obviously, but... They clearly want you to buy more with real money. Which I get it. You want to fund your game, profit your game, whatever, but... You know... Did you pay for any of that, or is that just accumulated? I think a lot of it is from sessions. I'm gonna be real, though. I've paid for arcs before, just because, for example... I just realized my in-game mouse isn't on the screen. On the... Anyway, top right corner, my outfit... Can I even look at it in my ship, actually? That's a good point. Manage loadouts, because I want to see this now. Yeah, my Maverick suit, this is what I have it as. Obviously, for anyone watching that doesn't know, this is one of the paid premium currency suits, or the cosmetics, rather. I used real money to buy this. I happily did it because I love the game, genuinely. And I thought the costume looked cool, so I just thought, why not? So maybe some of my arcs is from that, but I don't know. Either way, a lot of what I have is probably, or maybe some of it, I don't know what the percentage is, but some of it might just be from the game, honestly, like actually just playing and doing a session. I think this is actually the only thing I've bought with real money, come to think of it. So maybe I got an added bit of extra thing, but why is my Artemis suit so green? Cosmetics, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I liked it at the time, I guess, so I just chose it. Granted, the night vision doesn't help, but I don't know. I like the color palette. I don't use it often, though, but I don't know. I like the color palette. I think my Dominator's just... This is my Dominator, which, you know, I mainly use for the planetary war zones. But also, wow, Panda, that's actually a good increase from your 15% earlier. Nicely done. I have... Okay. Hang on a minute, chat. Let me mute that tab, because someone else is going live, and I'm going to lurk them a bit. What's the since you're talking about it, what's the cargo capacity of the Panther? I haven't checked that out. Granted, I know it's a large ship, but I will say actually the Panther actually looks pretty cool. Okay. Let me actually do something, because I'm actually like. Yeah, that's not much. Okay. Sheesh. This has been a very good session though, I will say. Still not sure how long we will go on for, but wow, that was very quick to get to, holy shit.
Asteroid scan complete.
But, given, yeah, no, given my, I'm gonna get so much profit from this, that it's not even a joke. I still can't believe how insane this is, honestly.
Detonation sequence initiated.
Oh, buddy. Oh, actually, no, you know what? Let me focus on that one. Average. Okay. What about you? Average. That missed. Damn. Okay. Oh. Must admit, that's really nice. Yeah.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
I think my instincts on this is really, my instincts are solid with this, honestly. Excuse me. The explosion was so good, I needed to burp. Okay.
Programming limpet drone. Cargo scoop deployed.
I should really do that, just so it actually counts my luck. Holy shit.
Programming limpet drone. Programming limpet
since we are chilling and we're just here, I would like to say I appreciate you all for hanging out so far today. It's been really nice. It's been really nice just chatting and chilling. I know that I'm the only one mining an asteroid, but you know, it's nice. It's very, very nice. That didn't hit. There we go. It happens. I think there's actually I'm pretty sure there's a keybind for that. I'm guessing you pressed it. Over there. Bum, bum, bum. Did it on purpose, I just didn't want my carrier to see my illegal empty cargo hold? Fair enough. I feel like you should be able to just create the faction instantaneously, surely. Like, why is it gotta take 6 months to create a faction? That's insane. Well, I think it's safe to say Panda has enemies in the system. Who can blame him, honestly? One more. I mean, yeah, fair, but also I mainly say it because, you know, look at how many let's look at other games, for example, like how many, which by the way, in these games, you know, it's a feature of the game that you can make a group. How many of those player-made groups can be made instantly that you can just invite people to or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I got you. So, wait, so you can't... Am I misunderstanding this? So you can't create a faction for your... like, bases and stations and stuff? If that's true, that's a weird thing, but oh well. If there's too many, it'll clog things up. How so? Because, I mean... you know... We have a one-to-one recreation of the Milky Way galaxy. I'd imagine there's already a lot of things that could be considered too many. I mean, there's literally... I'm unaware of an accurate number, so forgive me, but, you know, there's thousands upon thousands of star systems and planets and stuff. I would hope at the very least FDev servers and whatnot could handle it. I mean, fair, but I feel like that I mean, given the fact that we already have squadrons, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't take much to make something like that again, surely. Or maybe they could make it so that you do it through the squadron and you attach the squadron name to a system or whatever, or you turn the squadron's feature into a faction. I don't know. I don't know how game dev stuff works, but you know. You can support a faction as a squadron, you just can't make your own with its own name and stuff. Okay, I mean... fair, I suppose. I don't know. I mean... I don't know. I'm not allowing that message by this random bot. No thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you should be able to do that. I don't know. That's just me, though. Perhaps there's more that goes into it than I'm realizing or thinking of, which there's always a chance of that, but... Speaking of which, let's actually check where I'm at right now. 61! Okay, let's go. I'm not even gonna complain of that, honestly. 61... That's potentially 61 million. Just to be clear, based on what I saw on Inara, that's potentially 61 million. This game's crazy. I'm just saying, this game... I feel like I've gotten so lucky with this, mining session today. I just realized, is there a reason why my thing's flashing red? Is it supposed to do that? Or is that just because of the limpets?
Programming limpet drone.
Okay, that's
Prospector limpet
fine.
engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
I don't think that's gonna have anything, but we'll have a look anyway.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet engaged.
Okay.
Asteroid scan complete.
There's one over there. There can be warnings like procs and impact, which attempts to give you an idea of what's happening around you. Okay, so it's probably just because of the fact that I'm mining asteroids, I suppose. I think I agree with that, Panda, honestly. I think I agree. If not that, just creating one and making a name for your
Collector limpet expired.
group or whatever, I don't know. I feel like that would be nice.
Collector limpet expired.
Like, I'm not bothered about making a faction, not really, but I mean, realistically, if I wanna colonize and leave my mark on the game by doing a settlement, or station or whatever, I'd love to have my, like, a faction name attached to it.
Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't think that's completely necessary, to be honest. Because there are a lot of games where you can make a faction or a group thing with an in-game feature, and a lot of the time the PvP is just, I mean, you know, you're you know, it's optional. You don't have to do it, you know? Like, and also, you know, we have solo play in Elite Dangerous and private group sessions where people just want to do PvE. So I don't think I think if I'm being genuine, I think you can just do it without, to be honest. Also, hello Hobo, how you doing? I hope you're having an awesome day. We've been mining today, and it has been so fucking productive and so fruitful. I got 3 fucking asteroids close to each other up. I have just got food, which is very nice. I'm having a chicken curry. I suppose there is that. They're saying, I don't know, saying I think I would prefer to make my own though, to be honest. Also, I will be right back. Okay, I have returned. Also, isn't Squadron... I haven't used Squadron, but isn't Squadron just for, like, flying around with people and I would assume doing, combat-related stuff or just wing missions and stuff. I've not touched it, so I don't know. Also, yeah, I'm in a hotspot right now. We are in a Muskravite hotspot, I believe. Okay.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
Oh boy.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed.
No, it didn't. But it's gonna attach anyway.
Prospector limpet engaged.
There we go.
Asteroid scan complete.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really need the help with looking for them. I've actually gotten a decent amount from them already, to be honest. I sort of just fly around and put a prospector in them until I find one, honestly. That's my way of doing things, though.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed. Prospector limpet engaged.
Also, I think Panda said earlier something about it being possible that the shapes are not consistent because they might have updated it, but I'm not sure on that, honestly. I've always been unsure of the shapes because a lot of the time they just look different, so I just go for what's yellow and scan it and stuff. Yeah, I know. I've seen them, but still. I've seen them on Reddit and YouTube. This is a Muskravite hotspot. And I mainly chose it because on Inara it said it was I sorted by max profit, so I based it was at the top, so I chose it.
Prospector limpet engaged.
And I will show off my inventory actually. We've gotten,
Asteroid
based on
scan
these like
complete.
nearly 2 hours, I feel like we've gotten a decent amount, honestly. And these are just anything that you see in here is obviously just from a car. Because that's what I'm focusing on at the minute. I feel that a lot, honestly. I feel that a lot with the brain not working stuff. I feel like I try to say something sometimes and I know what I'm trying to say, and what I'm trying to say is in my head, but somehow I just can't get it out.
Programming limpet drone. Prospect to limpet failed.
I think there's hematite in this rock. Or in some of these rocks, honestly.
Prospect to limpet engaged.
I'm unsure what that
Asteroid scan complete.
seems to be very low on the list of profits though, not gonna lie. Based on like core stuff, I don't know if anyone would actually go for it unless they're laser mining.
Programming limpet drone. Prospect to limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
Go over to this one, I suppose.
Programming limpet drone. Prospect to limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete. Programming limpet drone. Prospect to limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
Good luck, Polydrawn Games. I don't even know what that is, but good luck. Have fun. Unless it's a very serious thing.
Programming
but I have absolutely no idea, to be honest.
Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
I don't think that's gonna be one, but fuck it, why not? Nice one, Panda. CMM composites are one of the worst needed for colonization. They're only obtainable at surface ports, and you need a few thousand. Oh, damn. Well, like I said, good luck. I hope for a productive and fruitful composite farm or whatever. I hope your search works out in your favor.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed. Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete. Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed. Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
Oh, damn it. It's a good job I got a shield. Yeah, valid, honestly. Absolutely valid.
Programming limpet
I think I did that too early. Or maybe not, I don't know.
limpet failed.
I think I did, that's fine.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
I am looking at that one over there. I'll go to that one next.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
You know what? I think I might I think it was this one, I'm not sure. I think I might just scan this next one and then go sell somewhere, I think. Oh boy.
Programming lead pit drone.
Because I feel like I'm about to get some really good profits from this. Honestly.
Prospector
Okay.
unit engaged.
That's fine. Yeah, to be honest, I'm pleasantly surprised with, like... I'm pleasantly surprised by all that, honestly. I'll take it. I'll open up that one. Oh, that's where to buy, never mind. Max sell $1 million. I don't mind that. I mean, the original was sort. Actually, I don't know. What about that? You know what? I'm actually fine with that outcome. That's not how you spell that. Sheesh. Yeah, I can probably go there, I think. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Once again, very... I feel like this has been weirdly more productive than my normal sessions, and honestly, I'll take it. I've much enjoyed this session for the amount that I could potentially get from this. Genuinely. bum 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 bum. Oh yeah. Such a nice ship. Heck yeah.
Landing successful. Deploying ground services.
Okay. Sheesh. Honestly, I was expecting that to be a bit lower. I'll take that, honestly. Yeah, fair enough.
Incoming message.
It's like, I think that was 51. I'll take it. Yeah, you know what? I'll sell them here. I don't mind. Excuse me, chat. Okay. That was very nice. I don't know how often I'll do a mining session live, but honestly, I'm hoping Zarakar's actually... I hope he does try this out at some point. Very fruitful and actually very relaxing, which I find that I'm saying that a lot today. I think, in all honesty as well, I might actually leave it there. Just to... I've streamed today, I'm happy I've streamed. I'm also unsure if Zarakar's gonna go live later. If he plays this game, I might join him. I'm not sure. But to everyone who actually joined me today, I much appreciate y'all. Hopefully... It's Thursday today. Yeah, hopefully I will see y'all tomorrow for potentially more Elite. I don't know if that's concrete yet, but we'll see.